Hello and welcome to the Product Based Podcast. My name is Monica Little and I'm back with another episode of deep diving into a specific small business owner's business to share insights and tips that they can learn from and that you can learn from. Okay, I need a more snazzy title for this series. That is one thing I'm not good at. I suck at titles. I mean, look at my skincare business, Plant-Based Beauty. It was the most to the point title that I could have chose for my business. The Product Biz Podcast, super to the point. And now I'm like, I need a fun name for this series. Is it like the Small Biz Audit series? I don't know. If you have a fun name for this series, and if you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, listen to the previous episode with Sweet Rosy Soaps, and you're going to get a gist of it, and I'm going to do that again today for another small business owner. However, if you have an idea for a snazzy name for this little mini series on the podcast, send me an email, and if you have a fun name and I like it and I choose it, I will send you a super fun gift in the mail. Okay, so we'll do that. If you have a fun idea, someone who's like super creative, because that's not my cup of tea. All right, well, either way, I'm super excited because we're going to dive into another one of my Product Biz Academy members' business and share some website tips and tricks. This is going to be super eye-opening for you as well if you have your own website. And I'm excited to just look at this website, do a little bit of an audit, a marketing audit, and really share some tactical things that I think will really move the needle. Now, we're going to be diving into no poo products. So first things first, if you're not following Erin on Instagram, her Instagram is no poo products, and she is absolutely fantastic. She does organic hair and skincare products like dry shampoo, mermaid texturizing hairspray, lip butters, body butters, incredible products. They have so much intention behind it, and she loves to give clean alternatives to all the conventional products out there that aren't necessarily good for you. So give her a follow on Instagram, No Poo Products. Erin, she is incredible. She's been in Product Biz Academy for about a year now, I think. And if you attended the live training in January of 2024, she was actually our Breakthrough of the Year winner as well, because she had a fantastic year in Product Biz Academy and just has seen so much growth. So I'm excited to dive into her website because Erin and I haven't specifically talked about her website. And she has a fantastic website. She worked with an incredible website designer to bring this to life. And I think these super small tweaks are going to take it one step further. So where I want to start this off is understanding a couple of key components that have to be in place for an awesome website, which Erin does have. So first things first, for the person listening, yes, you, a great website, one thing that has to be there is your branding. Now, this is something you're going to hear me say over and over again, because branding is so important to separate you from the rest. Branding is so important to bring colors and visuals and elements and icons that showcase your business, so when someone lands on your website, they're already getting a feel for the experience they're going to get with your products. And that is one of the best things that Erin really portrays in her website and with her branding, with her labels, is her branding. Because she went through a rebrand process while she was in Product Biz Academy and really elevated her colors, her icons, her labels, and it comes to life on her website to the point that when someone lands on it, they start to get a feel for what this business really is about. Now, when you think of website and your brand, the first thing I want you to consider is, what is the overall feel that you want people to have when they land on your website? Because this is going to be one of the first pieces of feedback that I give to Erin. Now, I know from working with Erin and hearing about her rebrand process that one of the biggest emotions or feelings that she wanted to give with her products is like a spa-like experience. So when I think of spa-like experience, what I think is calming and relaxing and just that overall experience that leads you to a calm nervous system, that you leave feeling good. And I want you to have that in mind as you think through your brand and bring that to your Instagram, to your website, to your Etsy page. That has to be everywhere. That overall vibe of what you want should be portrayed in every single one of those places. So when we look on Erin's website, her beautiful website, nopoodryshampoo.com, one of the very first things that I see, which to me like slightly detracts from that spa-like experience, is there's this banner at the top, which is a rotating banner that says free shipping on orders over 50, free shipping on orders over 50, and it repeats itself over and over and over and over again. And there's also one, if you scroll down a little bit, that has the same thing that says organic beauty, organic beauty, organic beauty, organic beauty. For me, and I'm going to tell you, these pieces of feedback that I give are going to be like so super specific and so fine-tuned, because like I said, Erin's website is fantastic, and this is going to take it from fantastic to like fantastic plus, like even better above how great it already is. When I see these banners, I think it detracts slightly from the spa-like experience, and it looks to me more like stock market, stock exchange, which is the opposite of spa. It's like stocks are ticking, numbers are changing, and you feel more of that increase in your nervous system and your heartbeat, and leads to more like dysregulation, versus a spa, which is extremely calming and relaxing. So that's something that I would potentially switch. If I were Erin, the banner at the top just have free shipping over 50. And what you can do is change the color of that banner instead of having it repeat over and over and over again. So I hope as you're listening to this episode, you're actually pulling up Erin's website, maybe doing a little shopping, but also seeing what I'm saying. So we can get the same effect of, we want to draw people's eyeballs to this free shipping over 50. We can get that same effect instead of using a scrolling stock market style ticker by changing the color of it. Because right now the top banner of Erin's website says organic Nopoo products, and then it has her little menu options like home, shop now, gift cards, our story, contact, find us in source, all that fun stuff. And the free shipping stock market ticker at the top is the same color. All of that content that I just mentioned, it has a background color of this super subtle, it's like a light green, like an earthy green, which is beautiful. What I would do is remove the countdown, the little stock market ticker, still have free shipping on orders over 50 at the top. However, have the background color of free shipping on orders over 50 to be another color from her brand palette. Now, Erin has some beautiful colors in her brand palette. She has this, and all of her colors are like beautifully, I don't want to say the word muted, but they're like an earthy, it's an earthy light purple. It's an earthy blue. It's an earthy green. I don't know what the right word is to describe them, but they're so beautiful and they portray her brand so well. So I would do that free shipping on orders over 50, maybe with the purple, like the super lavender purple background color. Same effect, while aligning with the brand foundations. And this leads to one piece of feedback that for Erin and for anyone's website is to make sure your full brand color palette is portrayed on your website. Now, when I scroll through Erin's website, she is predominantly showcasing the green color. So her top banner is all green. If you scroll down, Meet the Owner is all green. The Organic Beauty Stock Exchange ticker is also background green. Bestsellers have a background of green. And also Handcrafted in Hayden, Idaho, background of green. So what I would love Erin to do is to add in more pops of her brand colors, because she has absolutely fantastic brand colors. So let's switch that free shipping to a different background color. And then as we scroll down, let's also switch Meet the Owner. Let's put that in a different background color. Maybe we keep our bestsellers in green. Then we scroll down to Handcrafted in Hayden, Idaho. Let's bring in a different background color. So now we have maybe the super earthy blue, the super earthy lavender, the super earthy beige, and the super earthy green. Because when people land on your website, like, you want that full brand experience, the full of it, all the colors, because her branding was so beautifully put together. And I think portraying that more on her website is going to be fantastic. So we're going to adjust the free shipping stock exchange ticker. I would also remove the Organic Beauty stock exchange ticker, which is a little bit further down, and just cut that. And I would add in more color to the background blocks on her homepage. Now, another piece of advice that I think is super valuable for everyone who has a website is your menu at the top of your website. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever received is the main purpose of your website is for people to buy. So when you have that main menu at the top, you want to direct people and be super crystal clear on getting one step closer to buying. So right now, Erin has home, shop now, gift cards, our story, contact, find us in stores. I would like the top menu to be maybe 4 at an absolute max, but 3 would be even better. And I think how we can cut that down is we have home, obviously. Then we have a shop now, of course. And you want to put gift cards under shop now. Like gift cards don't need their own section because shopping now can be shopping for a gift card. So nestle that under shop now. Our story, I would put contact under our story, because our story is like about us, and if people want to contact you, like cool, they can find it there, and potentially even find us in stores. I would maybe put that under our story as well, because that's like about you. The blog, contact, find us in stores, that type of fun stuff. Now her top menu switches to home, shop now, and our story. Perfect. A little bit more refined, a little bit more particular, and also highlighting shop now and removing some of the distractions away from it. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So as I keep scrolling, there's another piece of feedback that I want to give, but I'm going to keep scrolling and see what else I want to share. Beautiful. Cool. Okay, so the other thing that I want to mention on website, and I think this is going to be a perfect segue, is when someone lands on the website above the fold. So what that means is when you go to nopoodryshampoo.com or yourwebsite.com, whatever it is, what you see right when you land on the website, that's above the fold. Fold is basically when people need to keep scrolling down. Above the fold should be something that draws people in about your business. It should be talking about your business, your main tagline, your main descriptive, and photos that portray your business in general. So on Erin's website, right when you land, what she has is 5 tiles of her products. So this is kind of like asking someone to marry you without dating for a while first. Like you got to warm people up a little bit on your website, and you got to date them a little bit by sharing details about your website before it's automatically like add to cart, choose options, buy now. That's what we want people to do. However, the website should be built in a way that it tells the story to get people there in a very eloquent way. So what I would love for Erin to do is top of the fold should actually be an image of something that portrays her business. And it's interesting because when you scroll down, she actually has some great imagery right underneath the section below it, which says nourishing hair care, organic skin care. And she has these background images behind it that do portray a little bit more about her business. However, I think that maybe there could be a stronger photo. I know she's done a couple more photo shoots since then that can just be the epitome, like the perfect visual of her business. Plus a tagline, a sentence, and a little button that says shop now that will then take people to the remaining shop pages. Like I mentioned, this is just good to help when someone lands on your website that they know what you're about. Think of this from a customer point of view. Also think of this from a retailer point of view. If you're doing store outreach and reaching out to stores to get into their stores and they go to your website and the very first thing is like add to cart, you're missing that split second of connecting with them to portray what your business is about. And like we talked about earlier, the spa vibes, that should be something at the top that portrays that more relaxing vibe. And then right underneath it, we can have some of those bestsellers and the boxes featuring those individual products. So that's one thing I would pull up and adjust. I love how she has meet the owner underneath it. Then she has our bestsellers, so a little bit more about the products, which is great. What I would personally do, because she has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know why I keep counting. I should know there's 5 because I've mentioned it like 4 times now. What I would do is actually remove the Our Bestsellers section and have top of the fold is a very striking image that portrays your business, your brand. And then underneath it, have these 5 tiles that are featuring these 5 products. And you can title that Our Bestsellers. And then you can have Meet the Owner. Then you can have Get to Know Us, which she talks about no greenwashing, eco-friendly, mother and woman owned. Like, I absolutely love that. Plus she has her graphics, her icons that bring in those pops of lavender and those pops of beige that we talked about. Right now, this is the only place on her homepage where I see that. So bringing in more of those colors will just accentuate this even more. And then she has something about her lip butter, subscribe to our email list, handcrafted in Hayden, Idaho. Perfect. A couple other things to consider as you think about your website. There's a beautiful word, which is like eloquence. And I think how to describe that word, this is something I learned from my own coach, is how do you say what you want to say with the least amount of words possible? Because you can think of the opposite of that, which is something that I do on the podcast, which is talking in circles and like repeating yourself and kind of like clunky and just saying the same thing over and over. So one thing that's super interesting is Erin has this beautiful section, Get to Know Us, no greenwashing, eco-friendly, mother and woman owned. And then she has a section underneath it that says handcrafted in Hayden, Idaho. And then she has skincare, hair care, lip care. So what I see a little bit is like some redundancy in terms of where things are highlighted and how they're highlighted. So the handcrafted in Hayden, Idaho, I would bring that up to mother and woman owned and add that there. Developed and handcrafted by a dedicated mom in Hayden, Idaho, who values the importance of using safe and nourishing ingredients on both ourselves and our families. Perfect. So then we're adding it a little bit more where it makes sense and removing some of the duplicate sections. And then we have the section that says skincare, hair care, and lip care. I do like that because if we remove the bestsellers, focus on those 5 tiles, meet the owner, get to know us, skincare, hair care, lip care, beautiful. That means I would remove the little section about lip butter in particular because right above these 3 tiles that say skincare, hair care, lip care with a sentence about each one and a button that says shop now, above it she talks about lip butter. So this is where there's a little bit of duplicate in terms of lip butter being talked right above it with a photo of lip butter and then lip care right underneath it as well. So I would remove the section that says lip butter you'll love, ingredients you already adore, because you have that below, and then end with subscribe to our email list. That should be at the bottom, which would be perfect. And then you can see how this will flow. Above the fold, a striking image portraying your brand. Our bestsellers with 5 tiles of products that people can add to cart. Meet the owner, about Erin. Get to know us, no greenwashing, eco-friendly, mother and woman owned. So a little bit more details about the business. Then skincare, hair care, lip care, some specifics that people can click on those categories. Subscribe to our email newsletter at the bottom. Bam. Like that's perfect. And that flows. That really flows in a way that I think makes a lot of sense. Now, the only other thing, which is like a super small piece of feedback for Erin, there is this white section that says About Us. I would remove that because it's just a big white empty banner with an About Us button. So I would just remove that from your homepage because you have a little bit about you, meet the owner, you have Get to Know Us with some details. So About Us, that can actually be in your Our Story dropdown, which I don't see that there. So perfect place for that. Our Story, have a button that says About Us, and have that there so then people can click on it and learn more. And also you have it where it says meet the owner, you have the About Us button. So perfect. If people want to know more, then they can go right there and click on it to learn more about you. So I think that'll clean up the homepage immensely. And like I mentioned, homepage is important for customers who land on it. So it increases the likelihood for them to buy. When retailers land on it, for them to increase the likelihood of understanding your brand and wanting to add it to their store, which is awesome. Now I may dive into maybe one of the product listings really quick and see how things are looking here. Okay, I love this because inadvertently, what this episode is really turning into is like a sequencing of your website episode and the sequencing of your homepage, the sequencing of your listings for your products as well. And I think this is so important just to tell the story in a way that totally makes sense. So I love Erin's product pages. I'm looking at her dry shampoo page because she has incredible photos, she has incredible content, incredible reviews. This looks fantastic. And there's a couple really small tweaks that I would make. So one thing, as I look at her product listings to describe it to you if you're not on her website, she has her images, she has her description, a lot of great details, ingredients, directions, all that fun stuff. Things that people need to know. Add to cart button, beautiful. Then what she has underneath is what people are saying with 3 reviews that are super highlighted. You may also like with 4 products that are good add-on additional products. And then she has 41 reviews specifically for this dry shampoo, which are like reviews that customers have left. And I think we can streamline this slightly because when we think about what a customer is really looking for, they're looking for reviews before they're looking to see what they may also like to add to cart. So you may also like with these 4 other products, like this cross-sell add-on on Shopify, I would put that underneath the reviews that are on that page because that's like a nice to have. That's an added bonus if someone adds it to cart, but you don't want to detract from the main benefit right here, which is they need to see how awesome this dry shampoo is and add it to cart. Then bonus if they add more. So you may also like bring that down to the bottom. I love the review plugin, which has reviews and incredible photos from real customers. That looks fantastic and it looks super real. That's great. Now, Erin also has what people are saying where she has pulled in 3 probably of her top reviews. I like that. It says, Rachel H., one of my beauty routine staples. I use it in the evening before bed and it absorbs oils overnight. So many amazing scents, and knowing it's a natural product without toxic ingredients is icing on the cake. Okay, cool. I like these reviews. What I would potentially do, if you want to get super ninja with it, is if you have an image of this actual person's face. So the difference between the 2 types of reviews that Erin has on her page, she has 41 reviews from a Shopify plugin, and then above it, she has a section that says what people are saying, where she's picked out her 3 best reviews and has copied and pasted it onto her website. So what I would do if you are doing that, like your stellar, your best website, your best reviews on your website, is if you can get an image of that person and put a little circle photo with their image, that just makes the review feel so much more real. So above Rachel H's name, if there was a super small circle with her image, like her Instagram profile photo or something like that, pop it in there. That's just going to bring that connection. So that is one thing I would do. Now I'm going to scroll up to what we got going on and just double check a couple things because this looks really good. A lot of good details. And what I'm a stickler on is like when you guys are building a website or an Etsy page, it is going through word by word by word. You heard me talk about this, to have every single detail set in a way that really draws people to purchasing. One thing I would recommend on your product page, Erin has a lot of great information. What I would do is add in, and here you have the flexibility to do this, which on Etsy you don't, but add in like bold words, add in underline, add in things that help to break apart some of the text in your actual description, because we see a lot of information on this description page. What I would prefer, which I don't know if Shopify has this functionality, how I did this on my Squarespace website is I had the name of the product, the price, and like a 2-sentence mini paragraph of the main selling points of this product. And then people could add to cart. And then underneath, I had like additional details, how to use ingredients. But I had that marketing copy right at the top, right above the add to cart button, so that people knew right away if that's what they wanted, or if they're a person who needs to know more, then they can scroll down and see the full description. Because what Erin has on our website right now is like the full description. And I mean, like, we've got 4 or 5 paragraphs, and we've got directions, which have like 4 or 5 paragraphs as well. So it's a lot of information. So if there's a way to break that down, I think that would be fantastic. And then when you do have lots of text on your website, if you can bold like the title of the paragraph or what it's about. For example, she has size, 2-ounce cardboard biodegradable shaker that will last 3 to 6 months. So where she has the word size, make that bold. So have your specific like titles of what you're telling them in a different font. Bold is a great example. So if people are scanning for something in particular, their eyes can be drawn right to that. So break up some of the long text. Otherwise, I think this looks great. Ingredients, directions. Cool. This is another example of like the eloquence. I would go through the description, ingredients, directions, and just make sure, do I have the right words in the simplest way possible that people have everything that they need and not anything more that they don't need, and see if we can get that to be super succinct. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to say that word. Super polished. Maybe that's the word that I'm going to use, because I think this looks absolutely fantastic, and these changes are just going to elevate it even further. I think Erin is a good example too, and I believe I mentioned this at the beginning of the episode, of when you're at this awesome state in business, like it looks fantastic, it looks really great. What happens then is to elevate, it's super nitpicky, it's super small tweaks, it's super refined, it's super attention to detail. That's what takes it even better. So if you're listening, you're probably like, wow, these are some particular pieces of feedback of like, check this and do this and look at that. Well, yeah, because once you get to this certain level, it's like these finer details take you from great to even greater. So that's what I'm going to leave you with on this episode. This was very much sequencing your website. What is the information that people need in particular pages? How do you get people to shop? How do you portray your brand on your website? And this is stuff which is nitty gritty, but man, it can make a difference and it can really have you stand out. So I'd love to hear from you again. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram, Monica Little Coaching. Thank you so much, Erin, for allowing me to dive into your website and give you some awesome feedback. Like I mentioned as well, if you haven't followed Erin on Instagram, her Instagram is No Poo Products. Give her a hello. And if you need anything, you guys know where to find me. I will see you on the next episode of the Product Biz Podcast. And thank you so much for hanging out with me here today.